EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Martich with your outlook for June 30th, 2020 for the final day of the month of June. We will start to see the influence of an upper level and mid-level low moving off to the southwest. This was over New England yesterday, and that still is pretty much over New England today as well, but we'll start backing down to the southwest. This upper level low is sitting right over here. You can see where the precipitation is. It'll start backing down in this direction here. This is all in moving to the southwest because of an omega blocking pattern across the U.S. I showed that in yesterday's video, but there's basically a trough here and very strong ridging to the west here with very high temperatures. But in this area, we're having a little bit cooler temperatures the next couple of days with this trough in place, but it's not going to be cool necessarily. Temperatures will still be near average for the next couple of days, both Tuesday and Wednesday, but this is going to continue off to the southwest, and it's going to be weakening as it does so. So we do have isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms in the forecast today. The global models really aren't showing too much activity here. NAM doesn't have much more. As we get to, it's going to be mainly like a mid-afternoon through mid-evening time frame where you have the opportunity for a pop-up shower or storm. There is some instability here. These storms are going to be garden variety. Kind of slow moving because we have an upper level low in influence with this as well. But here is the simulated radar for this afternoon. You can see some popcorn stuff just popping up. Quick, brief showers in and out. Maybe a thunderstorm with some of these as they rotate through. And again, once we get to mid-evening, which is around 9 o'clock or so, this goes away. Very repeat pattern here for Wednesday on the NAM high res, showing the same thing. Mid-afternoon, mid-evening, you have these pop-up showers, perhaps a thunderstorm here on Wednesday as well. So not a lot of activity. And otherwise, if you're not having anything going on in your area at any particular moment, it's generally a mix of cloud and sun. Okay, so it's not going to be just cloudy and dreary the next couple of days either. Mix of clouds and sun. And humidity is still going to be on the lower side, except when it's raining, of course, because obviously humidity goes up then. But it will be generally on the lower side. I would say moderate through the end of the week. We're still having a northerly wind flow, so we're going to keep the humidity from being at oppressive levels for several days, actually going through the end of the work week and maybe even all the way to Saturday before we start to see an increase in humidity after that point. But not a lot of activity, but they're just very arbitrary hit or miss, as you can see by these images here. Here's today. You can see they're going to move through some areas during the afternoon. Some areas will get hit, some areas won't. But either way, it looks like they're going to be moving, and it's going to be generally on the brief side here, nothing long lasting. And you could get hit by several rounds, okay? So it's not just like, okay, well, I got my shower today, that's it. Doesn't work like that. In some cases, you might have more than one moving through the same areas. So that's today. Here's a look at the global models for Wednesday as that backs off to the southwest a little bit further, but it is weakening at the same time. So it's not as ominous as this looks. As a matter of fact, the NAM 3K actually shows less activity than today, which we have isolated to widely scattered. We did increase precipitation chances here for Wednesday a little bit higher to 60% instead of 40%, which is what we have for today. And that's because the global models are still showing a decent amount of convection around here on Wednesday. I think if there's any day in this forecast period that has the best chances for precipitation, it's going to be on Wednesday, even though the NAM isn't really thrilled with it. Okay, so that's the next 2 days. Temperature's going to be very similar, kind of low to mid 80s, near average temperature for this time of year for both Tuesday and Wednesday. Once we get to Thursday and this system pulls away, which it will, we're still a stray shower left in the forecast here, but this probably doesn't happen in most areas. Temperatures are going to be increasing with that upper level ridge still in place, and temperatures are going to be making a run to the upper 80s, some places even 90 down here by Philly on Thursday. Okay, and then once we get to Friday, I think most areas are 90 or above, except if we get to the far northern areas across the Pocono. So it's going to be a very hot day here on Friday. But again, the humidity is not going to be too bad because it'll be moderate, but it's not going to be oppressive like we usually see a lot of these very hazy, hot, humid days. Looks like lower 90s, so 90, 92-ish for most areas, and then down by Philadelphia, you might get into the low to mid 90s for highs here on Friday. Could be the hottest day of the year thus far, but this is not going to be the hottest day of the year by the time this is all said and done, because we have some pretty serious heat coming into play as we get into next week. We'll get into that in a second. All right, so once you get to Saturday, there's going to be a backdoor cold front that's going to try to come southward here. How far south does it get? We talked about this in yesterday's video too. The models are at odds of how far south the backdoor front gets. We're going to allow for it to happen, but it's the there's a chance it might not get this far south, and it stays hot here on Saturday. The European model today showed temperatures into the 90s again on the 4th of July, which is Saturday, but it also has an opportunity for an isolated to scattered thunderstorms here in the afternoon. European model's not thrilled with it, but some other models are, so we're just going to allow that for right now. Later in the day here on Saturday. Again, we don't know how far south that front is going to come. Today's European run decided to keep it up over New York State and southern New England instead of coming down to this area. If that's the case, it's going to be still in the 90s here on Saturday as well. But either way, Sunday is going to turn around and be making a run at 90 here as we get to partly cloudy skies both Sunday and Monday. And again, temperatures here on Monday are going to get back to the 90, 92 degree range. Once we get to the middle of next week, kind of Wednesday, Thursday time frame here next week, and probably going on beyond that, I think we're going to stay pretty hot, 90 or above. We might have a stretch here, folks, that's going to go for maybe like a week straight of 90 or above, maybe even longer than that. Going to about the 13th or 14th of the month, I think we have some pretty hot temperatures that are to come in here. There might be a couple days there that actually make a run at 100 degrees. Maybe. We'll see. That could be like the mid to end of next week. Looks like it's a pretty hot go at it. We're going to be doing some pretty hot temperatures. But I don't know if we're going to definitely hit 100 yet, but it's going to be awfully close, at least mid-90s. We'll see how that transpires as we get a little bit closer. But right now, the European model is all in, I guess you would say, for mid to late next week with some very hot temperatures approaching the century mark. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is your outlook for June 30th, 2020. Have a great Tuesday.